Oh my god, that bass line is just like so like nasty good. It's so good. Anyway, thank you very much for, well no, welcome to Pokemon Legends Arceus. I got so thrown off by that bass line. It's always the bass lines that get me. It's just like that Lena's theme bass line. The burn, 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 burn. This has that same sort of energy. Professor, I think I've got it. And that is... I've got a partner of my own. We may not get along perfectly, but we've got to work together to help complete the Pokédex. You have a Pokemon? You can't even catch a ball. It's my partner, Pikachu. Basic bitch Dawn. When we were attacked by those shinks, I got too scared to think straight and I couldn't handle battling as a team. My partners refuse to listen to anything I tell him. This happens you a lot. Nobody wants you. You should be the one out in the wild getting your bones picked clean or whatever. Not me. Bigaju? Bigaju? Like B-I-G-A-J-U. Like Bigaju. Like Jujubee. Oh god. Have a battle with me. I want to learn how to fight effectively. You mean you want your ass whooped? I'm gonna take you to the woodshed. When you step into the squared circle with Haruto, I even got like some nice Haruto Shippuden battle music going like hoo-ha! You're not gonna know what hit you, bitch. Oh my god, this music is so good. There's so much good music in this game, it just never stops. Like, the good music just never, ever lets off. Let me see here. So look, we might as well use normal quick attack and then Ember. This is what I'm saying, like, I never really paid attention to this when I played the game first. But now that I realize that it's actually the way you're supposed to play the game, the battles, like, seem a lot... Oh my god, that was so good. Like, the battles, like, seem so much more doable. Like, when I played this game first, I was like, the battles are fucking hard. And it's like, no, they're not. Well, they are challenging. But it's just that you're not paying attention to what the game wants you to do. Could be wrong, but for a moment I felt like Pikachu and I finally understood one another. Yeah, you both related to each other because you're so fucking incompetent compared to me and compared to Haruto and Sasuke. Biga. It's not even a real Pikachu, it's like some bargain basement Bigaju. If I catch one, I have to call it that, even though it's not like... Are we doing this? Are we naming all the Pokemon after anime and manga characters? I feel like we have to now. We have no choice. Assuming Bigaju and I can bridge some gaps. By the way, the professor said Pokemon have things like types, which apparently make a big difference in how battles go. Pikachu seems to be an electric type. And you seem to be the annoying type. Yeah. So you're the one everybody's talking about, Sandy Claus, Ooh. Oh no, you're not Sandy Claus. That's definitely not your voice. The name Cecil, Captain of the Security Corps. She is so, like, toned. She's like Michelle Obama toned. Like, look at her. Got some fight in you. Figured I'd stop by and give you what advice I could. Captain Zissou is a master of ancient martial art, one that specializes in Pokemon battles. She's fucking ripped. I already explained it she's also like 12 feet tall, like a One Piece character. God. Yeah, she's just explaining what I said about like the strong style and agile style. This is obviously the thing that I should have read when I was playing the game the first time, you know. But alas, I walked so you could run. Or the past me walked, so the today of me, the me of the me of the past walked, so the me of today could run. Choose which is right for a given situation, and direct your Pokemon with a little nudge. Do you remember when you could, like, nudge people on instant messenger? Like, if you, like, how fucking needy you could be like, oh, I sent you a message, and then if you didn't get a response, you'd had, like, a nudge button that you could press where the person would be, like, notified again, and it's like, just leave me be, you know? Don't be nudging me or poking me or whatever. Zisu's teachings should serve you well when you're up against tough Pokemon. Now we went to meet Mai. I mentioned at the World Power. I can't read anything. It's like fucking. It's not even 9. Oh no, it is. It's 9:15 in the morning now. This is like one of those like morning recording sessions, and I'm like totally jonesed for this game. Like, I did the first recording session yesterday, and I'm always like apprehensive of like first recording sessions. Like I was saying yesterday. Like, I'm all in, like, the first episode or second episode or something, I'm always, like, really apprehensive of, like, the first recording session of a game or of a Let's Play, because you don't really know how commentary is going to work for that game, you know, you don't know what the balance of, like, of you talking versus the game talking versus downtime versus whatever is going to work. So I'm always like really worried about how it'll go, but I was really happy with it. I had so much fun, and now I'm so happy to be playing this again this morning. And I uploaded the first part yesterday, and people seem to be into it, so... Hello there, did you need something from me? I want new moves. I want those WarioWare smooth moves. So this is another thing, like another quality of life thing that I just love about just making the system better. Like, look, I can just pay this person money to teach my Pokemon moves. It's like, yeah, I'll pay you $500 to learn Aerial Ace. Like, why wouldn't I? So it's like the equivalent of, like, buying a TM, but... It's like the equivalent of, like, buying a TM, but it's just, like, more efficient. Like, look, I can teach Shinx all of these moves here. It's just so handy. Like, I don't think it, like, takes anything away from the game to do that, you know? It doesn't, like... Also, you can master moves as well, if you have a Seed of Mastery, and exchange items. What does this do? Grit Grabble, Grit Pebble, Grit Rock. We're all good. Oh yeah, that's for, like, powering them up. That's another thing I didn't do. I was playing this game, and my partner was playing it at the same time, and he was like, don't you use those? I was like, I've never used them in my life. Like, I never used any of that stuff, that extra stuff, you know? But yeah, like, I suppose we might as well continue on with the story now. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, I think those various little quality of life upgrades, they don't take anything away from the game. They just make it more efficient to play. Whereas, like, when you think about it, like, I think Pokemon Sword and Shield did so many things that I loved. I loved the difference between TRs and TMs. I thought that balanced things really, really well. I loved that you had the wild air. Oh god. Volo, you know, on the average day, I'd love you to come and sneak up me from behind, but not right now. I was talking to the people. I was trying to, anyway. Oh, he has the Dr. Lecter voice, doesn't he? He has to have... There's a secret technique to catching Pokemon, you see. Ever since we decided that Cynthia is Jodie Foster, and all the Cynthia-related characters also have to be... Oh, he's gonna teach me a secret backstrike technique from behind. Hitting a Pokemon's back with your Pokeball will surprise it, making it easier to catch or giving you advantage once a battle starts. I also explained this. You're part of the Survey Corps now, working to catch that Pokedex is all blah 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 blah. End up meeting every last Pokemon here in Heath Suite. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd really love that. You should know I'm already looking forward to the day you accomplish that. It'll make Dr. Lecter very happy, maybe. Who are you? Oh, you're just standing out here like all lascivious. Some, like, concubine or something like that. Like, come up and see me sometime. Oh, I didn't see you there. You're from the Survey Corps, just the person I need. Everyone should know as much as possible about Cricketot. You must be curious about them as well. They do make sounds like this. Complete Cricketot's page in the Pokedex. It'll be my pleasure. And another one. A mushroom recipe. What's your name? Morel. Oh, well, that makes sense. Listen here a moment. I need to tell you about a great cake lure recipe. Mushroom cake. Another thing I never use. I didn't use them my first time through. There's like this bait you can get to like make it easier to catch Pokemon. And again, that's another thing where my partner was like, you mean you haven't used this ever? And I was like, no. Like, I haven't used any of this stuff. Like, all I do is go around throwing the Pokeballs. That's all. It works. I made it work. But it was just like, he was astounded. He was like, so let me get this straight. You completed the entire game without using any of this stuff? And I'm like, yeah. It was fun. It was hard, but it was fun. Oh, God. Need to go get the key ingredients. Scrounge not from the forages of thy fellows. I've never heard that in my life. One springy mushroom. I've been waiting for a shroom like you. Anyway, what was I talking about? I can't even remember anymore. I was talking about, I got distracted when Volo came up and fucking bopped me from behind. I was probably saying something. It'll come back to me. If it was important, I'll remember it. Just like every dad on Earth has said, you know, since time immemorial or whatever, time immemorium. Like, I don't think there's anyone on Earth who hasn't like forgotten something, wanted to say something, then forgot it, and then like being told, oh well, it mustn't have been very important then. It's like, maybe it was. Maybe it was important. Did we complete your Pokedex entry? I think we did. With Wurmple. I'm just going around collecting resources now. Dawn is like, sorry Maya, he said he'd meet us here, and here I am just like going around knocking fruit off of trees. You can also like send out more than one Pokemon at once, which is really, really handy if you have like a group of like a group of several like resource points at once. So that's something you can definitely take advantage of as well. Oh, that's just another Weezing. I thought that was a Houndoom for a while. I was like, is Houndoom even in this game? Oh yeah, I was talking about like the balancing things. Like Sword and Shield like did a lot that I really liked, that made the game feel a little bit faster and more efficient. I really, really liked a lot of the stuff that was in that game. But I feel like now that I've played this game, I've realized even more like how many things there are that have not changed since like, where's my Aerial Ace? I haven't done. Wait a second, didn't I learn Aerial Ace with this guy? Need to like sort this out. Let's like try and catch him maybe. Well, no, let's not. We already completed the Pokedex entry on it, so. Let me see. I feel like I've got something mixed up here. Change moves. I can show you this. So look, we can add Aerial Ace to our move pool here. Now, if I want to change let's say, for example, I get into that dreaded situation, as I often do, where I'm like, oh, I can only know 4 moves. No biggie. And you don't even have to go back to a move relearner or anything. the Pokemon remembers which moves it used to know, and you can just like cycle them out. I'm like, thank you so much. Like why are we still technically using, like, some things have improved, right? In that we have like the move relearners and move deleters. You know, in Sword and Shield, we didn't even have to use heart scales anymore. We could just go ahead and we didn't even have to use heart scales anymore. You could just go ahead and learn whatever moves you wanted to. But why are we still like using, like, why haven't we moved on from that system of like like we're still using the same system we were using back in 1999 or whatever. Please let me be. You let that bitch Dawn through and not me. Yeah. No apology needed, asshole. I swear. Oh, Munchlax, you're so adorable. And Mai, you're so, like, impressive. Mai, this is Haruto. Mai? Mai, a new face in the village. Not that it matters to me if you're new. If you're here, I assume you're prepared to be of help. So obviously, like, no like prizes here for guessing. This is based off of, what was her name? Was it Marley in Gen 4? So you'll see like a lot of those characters from Gen 4, you'll just see their descendants, and you'll realize, and you'll be like, oh my god, that's you, you know? And I just think it's really, really cool. It lends so much character to the various different like NPCs in this game, and they do have like a lot of personality, which I love. It's so good. I suppose you might not even know what a warden is if you're new to Hisui. But such talk can wait. Right now, I'd rather we get straight to the point. I have a problem that I have an itch that I need scratching. Do you feel confident you can lead your Pokemon in battle? Yeah. That's good to hear. This is my partner Munchlax. He's so adorable. We were raised together like siblings. That's obviously why she's so fucking skinny. Imagine trying to eat anything. Trying to get to eat anything with that little tub of guts around. Come on, Sasuke. Sasuke is such like a Cyndaquil name as well. I mean, look at him. He's such a little Sasuke. Let's try out our aerial ace. Oh my god, this battle music is just unbelievable. Don't be using rollout on me, please. I don't want you to be fixated on using rollout, thank you very much. Is this where we die? Probably. No, I wanted to switch. There we go. I just love how, like, technically this is a turn-based system, but it still feels like so fast. Like, it feels like so much faster than... It feels like so much faster than like the regular turn-based system. And I especially noticed that playing like Brilliant, or playing Shining Pearl or whatever, like how slow that felt. Like playing like Shining Pearl felt so fucking slow, it was unbelievable. Like, and one of the things that I hated about it so much was that like you couldn't turn off that I should be using Bite, shouldn't I? Thank you. Does Bite even have that effect? No, see, it doesn't. Like, a lot of the moves are changed in this game, so, like, for example, Bite doesn't have the flinching effect or anything like that. There's a lot of, like, different mechanics. As well, like, all, as far as I know, all, like, status ailments are temporary. So you won't see, like, for example, like, this Munchlax eventually will like, shake off. There we go. Took the words right out of my mouth. Will, like, shake off its paralysis and won't be paralyzed anymore. So you have to pay attention to that as well. You can't just, like, stall and cheese battles the same way you could in, like, other games, which makes it feel really, really dynamic. But I hated, like, how slow, like, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl felt. You couldn't turn off that stupid text that's like, oh, it's really happy, or oh, it, like, did this, or oh, it, like the little, like, little Pokemon reactions used to happen all the time. And it felt like really cheesy as well, because they'd like survive or have critical hits all the time, and it's like not enough for it to say, oh, it got a critical hit. It was like, oh, it got a critical hit because it wants to make you happy. And when you're running a fucking Honchkrow with super luck and Night Slash, sorry, but you're seeing that shit every single time you attack, and I'm like, this game feels so much faster. I love it. There's so much of this stuff, like Violet and Scarlet are coming out like in 2 weeks, in 10 days literally, and there's so much from this game that I'm hoping and pleading like makes it over into like the main series games. Like so many little things that just make this game feel more dynamic and faster and enjoyable, you know. I'll take care of the Pokemon that battled for us, and I'll let you have these. You people make all kinds of things with your crafting, don't you? We got 5 Vivid Chokes, whatever that is. Again, crafting was another thing I like hardly did at all. I crafted potions and Pokeballs and that was it, you know. I'll own it. I'll own my previous ignorance, you know. You practically acted as one. 2 hearts, beating with just one mind. I think you're indeed the one for the job. You see, I need someone to deal with an alpha Pokemon that's causing trouble upon Deer Track Heights. It's a large, fearsome foe, like any alpha, but you'll come, won't you? To Deer Track Heights? I mean, I've got fuck all else to do. Oh, sorry. Maybe I do have someone else to do. That thing you have, it's showing you where you've got to go, isn't it? Yeah, it's saying I'm about 300 feet away from an alpha right now. Oh god. Why does this have to become like the running joke of the series all of a sudden? It's too much. It's just too much. I was just gonna say, I have like fuck all else to do, seeing as nobody seems to be planning on helping me get home anytime soon. I'll leave this in your hands. You'll do great out there, I know it. Meanwhile, I'll just fuck off back to Jubilite Village and wash my tights. Though, before we continue, I must ask, do you already know about Almighty Sinnoh? Sinnoh? You mean the Pokemon Platinum, the greatest game of all time? Well, maybe not the greatest game of all time, but like an epic Pokemon game. Of course! My, how about that? She sure says my a lot. True story is this. Almighty Sinnoh steers all time. It's said to have created the very universe using its power over time's flow, and this land of Hisui was born in the process. It's by the grace of Almighty Sinnoh that Pokemon can live and thrive here. We of the Diamond Clan are descendants of a people who crossed the sea and settled here in the Hisui region to venerate Almighty Sinnoh. However, it stole away the world from the world long ago, hiding itself from our sight because you weren't worthy. Almighty Sinnoh has only rarely been seen by any human, if the old tales are to be trusted. But there are still Pokemon here today in Hisui with a connection to Almighty Sinnoh, and it is the duty of wardens like myself to attend to their needs. The Pokemon that graces Deer Track Heights is one of those honoured few. It is directly descended from a Pokemon that was blessed with Almighty Sinnoh's protection. Follow me, and you may understand. This is so cool. This is like where the game really starts. Like, we're still kind of in like the exposition phase of the game. Like, we've got that Breath of the Wild shit going on again. We're still kind of in like the exposition phase of the game, but things will start to open up pretty quickly here, and I love it. Anyway, I think we'll leave it off for here, because I don't want all these videos to be like over a half hour long. I think like I'm liking this kind of uploading a 20 to 25 minute video every 2 days. It seems to work for me, so I'll say thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye now. How'd you like my Yiga merch posing pouch? Bye.